All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to day 2. Let me know that you can hear me and see me okay in the comments. And I'm just going to go face to camera here. So, welcome to day 2. If you guys haven't yet watched day 1, go back and watch that first and make sure that you have the workbook. So the Create Your Signature course that sells, this is a 5-day free mini training, like a mini course. All the homework posts, everything like that happens inside Build Your Brand Online, my Facebook group. So make sure that you are inside there. Hey, Genevieve. Genevieve says you can hear me loud and clear. And also today, I can bring up your little comments on my screen, which is kind of cool. So playing around with some new features. It's always fun to try some new tech. So been doing that this week. So welcome. And so good to have you guys here. So today I'm not going to go through like my story and all that kind of thing. That was yesterday. So if you don't know me yet, this is the first time that you've come across my stuff. Make sure that you go watch day 1. And today we're just going to dive straight into the training. Okay, so today, let me get my slides there. Okay, so just obviously make sure you've got the workbook because the workbook is going to take you through everything you need to do. Hey Celeste, so I know that you guys have been posting your homework inside the group, which is awesome. That's what you guys need to do. So today we're going to be covering ways to package up your knowledge, and also, I want you to do some market research. So this is a new layer that I've added. So every time I do these live trainings, and even inside my, my main group program, my 6-month program, I'm always adding to it as I see, what people need and what's going to help you get a result quicker. So I have added some more layers to this. So make sure you've got the updated workbook. This is Create Your Signature course that sells. So if one of my team are watching, won't you pop the link for people to opt in if they haven't yet? And you must just make sure that you've got your workbook, okay? So that's going to help you really get the results. So I want to share a quick win. This also happened in the last couple of weeks, in the last 2 weeks. This is Shan Fisher. She's one of my students, and she is a newborn photographer, and she lives off of one of the little islands. I think it's the Isle of Man. Off the UK. And she came to me when she wanted to teach other people her photography style of this like white on white, timeless newborn photography. And in her recent launch, she went from 0 signups when she launched to pivoting the launch in the moment. And you have to, when you start to launch your programs and courses, if you see that something isn't working, just be open to the idea that you can pivot in the moment. And that is the great thing about doing a live launch is you can see what people are telling you and you can pivot in the moment. So she did her live launch and she opened a cart and nobody signed up. And then we made some quick pivots in the moment with the feedback from people. This is why market research is so important, which we're going to cover today. And she was able to turn the launch around to a $17,000 launch. So in March 2021, she had a £16,000 group program launch for newborn photographers. And previous to that, so she was in my program. So in my program, we also cover how to create your one-on-one offers. So she booked a 3-month coaching client at £3,550 and 3 VIP days at her studio where photographers flew in. One even flew in from somewhere in Europe to come and work with her for the day and do a VIP day at her studio. And then she moved into the group program. So that's something that you can consider, is you can, start with your one-on-ones and then move into group programs and courses. So this was the message that she sent me just the other day, saying just a quick message for your support on my second launch. So she had the £16,000 launch, had been booking the one-on-one clients, plus she's still got her newborn photography business. And then she's just had a $17,000 launch. Hey, Marie. Hey, Anandi. Nice to see you guys. So yeah, it was incredible because she managed to really pivot it. So what happened when she launched is that she was kind of selling people something that was too far along for where they were at. Now, this is her sales page. She actually used the sales page template that's included in the group program. So for anybody who decides, hey, Lynette, anyone that decides to join the group program, you actually get a like fully editable sales page, and you can match it to your own branding. So it's a gorgeous sales page that my developer and I put our heads together and basically created it. So she did all the design and the tech, and I, have a sales page writing formula that you guys can get and follow to write out your courses and your group programs. And then it's an actual WordPress template that can be edited, and you can add things, change things, make it yours. And what we did was she actually pivoted her launch when she opened cart. Like I say, nobody signed up. And then she pivoted and made a different offer because they were telling her, Shan, just teach us how to, shoot like you shoot. We're not ready to, I think she was trying to say, like, I can help you get to £10,000 a month in your newborn business. And they were like, we don't even know how to get our first 1 to 5 clients, and we just want to learn to shoot well. So it's like, okay, cool. Pivot the offer, quickly go edit the sales page. She edited the sales page in one evening, changed it to the new offer, bundled up some of her modules in a different way, and offered them the step 1 that they actually wanted. So this is something really important that we're going to talk about today, is the importance of listening to your audience and letting them tell you what they actually want, because we can guess all day long and think what people want. But if we don't ask them and we don't poll our audience or have conversations with people or do live launches and actually get feedback in the moment from people, which is such a great way to do market research, because they're watching you live, they're giving you feedback. And then, if you tell them about your offer and they're like, oh, but that sounds, too advanced for me, or that's too basic for me, or this is what I actually wanted, you can create the offer for them that they actually want. So that's so important when we're building an audience. We want to actually create something that they want to buy. That's really important. All right, so here's what you could create. So this is called Create Your Signature Course That Sells, because I think most people understand, what a course means and all that kind of thing. So people know what a course means. And so that's why I've called it that. So I'm getting a notification. I think somebody... I can't send you the pin right now. One of my team is asking for a pin for getting into my Instagram, but I can't do it right now because I'm live. Okay, so here's what you could create. I'm just going to put that down because it was distracting me. So a course, group program, or one-on-one offer. So these are different ways that you can package up your knowledge when you're online. So a signature course, a signature group course or group program is where you are going to be able to pivot, and you are, going to be able to scale and leverage. One-on-one tends to be a higher price point, more time with you. And that's why we charge more for that. People will pay more for that one-on-one. So then we have the membership or subscription box type model. So I have an artist who's recently joined my program, and she does like acrylic art, and she's thinking about doing a subscription box. So that's a nice idea as well, where you have people paying a monthly membership to be with, like, working with you. Obviously, you can do retreats or workshops as well. So these are the different ways, different ways to package up your knowledge and different ways that people can work with you. And then you would have separate sales pages for each of those offers. So don't try and mix them up on like a services page, like that sales page template I showed you that Shan used. You need a sales page for every single offer that you have, and you need to learn how to write a sales page as well. So what is the difference between a course and a group program? So generally speaking, a course is normally something where people go in and they just do it by themselves. A group program is something where they get access to you. Hey, Jackie. Jackie says, day 2, bring it on. And yes, let me bring your comment on because it's quite a good one. Oh, it's not. Sorry. I'm going to have to style these comments a bit better because you can't actually read it there. So you have to listen to what your community wants, and that's so valuable. Let me see if I can change the background to white. Is that going to work? And you can actually read it. Yay. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. So you have to listen to what your community want, absolutely, because you could go and create something that you think they want, but it's actually not what they want, and then nobody buys it. Okay, so what is the difference between a course and a group program? So group program is where they're getting group coaching from you, like Q&A time on Zoom, group coaching calls with you. A course generally is where people go in and do it themselves. So a DIY course would be they buy the course and they go through it themselves. Some of my clients, like Nicola Dove, the film stills photographer that I featured yesterday, she calls hers, it's Film Stills Academy or it's Film Stills course, but she does actually teach it live. So she teaches it on Zoom once a week. She does a live module. That's when she first launched it. So she did it live, the live modules on Zoom, and then took Q&A. And then I think she did 2 launches like that, so 2 iterations. And then she saw what people wanted. Then she pre-recorded part of it. So she pre-recorded the main modules, and then she drip feeds them every week. So the people come into her Film Stills Academy, and it's a 10-week course. When she first started, she did it as, I think it was like a 5 or 6 week course, because she knew she was going away on holiday over Christmas, and she did 2 modules a week, but then she said, I'll never do that again. So it's a lot to teach that and hold space for all the people and all their questions, and also people fall behind. So you just have to think about that as well when you're thinking about the length of time of your group program or course. How long is it going to take people to implement and get results and that sort of thing? And then also keeping in mind that, people are juggling homeschooling and all sorts of things at the moment. So we don't want people to fall behind. So we want to think about that when we are, mapping out the length of time of our group course. So now she does it as I think it's a 10-week course, and then she releases the recorded module on a Monday, and then does like a Q&A on the Thursday, Q&A Zoom. So people will pay more for that access to you. So that chance to be coached by you, to have those Q&As, they will pay more for that. So keep that in mind. And don't forget to share this live if you guys want to be in, to have your name in the hat again to win that gorgeous Carrie Green planner. So you can share this and type shared in the comments. And Anandi, I saw all your shares yesterday. A few people have been sharing on Instagram and Facebook. So thank you for that. So do you guys understand? Is that clear to you what the difference between a course and a group program? So you can have that kind of mixture of where some of it is pre-recorded and they get access to like a membership hub. This is the way that mine works. So when you get into Brand Your Expertise Online, you get instant access to a membership hub. And the main modules are professionally recorded. There are workbooks in there, and you can go through that. And then once a week, we meet on Zoom group coaching calls. And then that's like laser coaching. Everyone gets a chance to ask their questions. But because everybody has a common goal, we're often talking about things like launching and branding and personal brand and website and sales pages and all the things that we need to actually launch our courses. So everybody learns from each other's questions, and then you're in a community. And then what's really nice about that is everybody inspires the other people to go and do it as well. So it's really nice. When you are putting these things together, just remember that you are creating communities as well. You're creating communities of people that are like-minded, that are doing things together. And that's really, really cool. So the course can be DIY. And I'm not saying you can't do DIY courses, but I think the group program is a really good way to go. And once you have taught your program or your course live a few times, then you can record the modules, have them in a course hub, either drip feed them out every week, or you can give them instant access to that. And then every week they do the Zoom group coaching calls with you. So people will pay more if you add that group coaching element to it. Okay, so think about it. What will people pay more for? All right, so they're going to pay more, and this is all in your workbook as well, so I want to make sure that you go through your workbook too. But people will pay more for that access to you. So if you have, like in my one, I've got a VIP track, and on VIP track, people can have me on Voxer as well. So it's like having a coach in your pocket. So Voxer is something very similar to WhatsApp or Telegram. So you can leave voice notes, you can send little videos, you can type. And so people can ask me questions Monday to Friday, and people will pay more for that. So I often say to people when they're creating a sales page for their offer, for their course, have a normal track and have a VIP track. VIP track that might include some one-on-one Zoom calls with you and Voxer access. I mean, so much of coaching can be done over voice notes and Voxer, and then longer planning sessions and brainstorming sessions and things like that can be done over Zoom. But it doesn't all have to be on Zoom anymore. Like, things have changed. Voxer is such a game changer for being able to support your clients in between those weekly group sessions or one-on-one sessions or whatever you want to do. Okay, so keep that in mind, that people will pay more for more access to you. And then I want you to think about what's the container of time that's needed for your most ideal client to get a result. So, with when I think of Nicola Dove, she's got the 10-week program. The photographers are information hungry. They just want to learn, how do I make my portfolio? How do I get onto films? Give me feedback on my portfolio. Okay, how do I pitch? How do I get onto film sets? So she can give them all the information and everything like that in the 10 weeks, and then they might go out and then start pitching, then get the job. So making sure that you also, keeping in touch with your students, seeing how they're doing, getting feedback and checking in with them to see when they've got those results. With me, my one is a 6-month group coaching program. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that people take 6 months to get a result. It just depends on your circumstances. Some people will join straight away, dive in right away, create their sales pages, create their offers, launch, and they could launch twice in 6 months if they want. Or they could refine their one-on-one offers, put systems into place, and then do a group program launch. So everybody's different. It's not a specific cookie cutter for every person, but I like to make mine 6 months because it's a business building program. And then I have an alumni track as well. So people can come back on a monthly membership model. Once they've gone through the main 6-month program, they can come back for more. And you're like, but why would they want to come back for more? Didn't you teach them what they needed? Of course, yes, I taught them what they needed. But this is like an ongoing business building thing. Like, Nicola Dove did it, 6 months, and then came back on alumni when she was ready to launch again. And she wasn't even planning to launch again now in November. She came back on alumni. On the first call, she was like, oh, I'm going to launch next year. And I was like, why? Like, launch now. The Bond film just came out. So if, you need that coaching, because if you're going to keep scaling, if you're going to launch multiple times, it's really good to carry on being, supported in a group. So think about how you can support your clients as well. Maybe they've done, your course, your program, but could they come back for more in an alumni membership? So that's something to think about off the back of your courses. Okay, so put some fire emojis in the comments if you are enjoying this, if you're getting some value out of this. Please do share this as well. So type shared in the comments when you share it, so I know that you've shared it, and your name will go in the hat to win that Carrie Green planner, as well as 2 mystery boxes. So we're going to have 3 prizes. So every time you share, your name goes in the hat again. Thanks for the fire emojis. Love those. Okay, so we're going to talk about market research. I don't normally talk about this in the free training. Celeste has shared, and Nandi has shared. I think, Nandi, you want that planner. Okay, thanks, Genevieve. Thanks, Lynette. So sharing this on Instagram, tag me, and I'll reshare you on my Instagram so we can share the love, and more people can find out about it. Okay, cool. So market research. This is really important. So you need to look at who are your potential competitors in your niche. So yesterday we talked about, Louise says, too much of excitement. Yesterday we talked about your niche versus your brand hero. What are you actually going to teach on? So if you haven't done your homework from yesterday, make sure you get the workbook and do that first. Then you need to do some competitor research. Now, remember that big companies, it doesn't matter how long they've been in business, they spend millions on market research. They literally, I remember when I was a teenager, one of my best friend's moms was in market research, and they used to pay people to phone and do all the calls and all the questions and all that. And big companies pay a lot of money for that. So you'd think, but if they're already making millions, why are they still doing market research? Because it's really important. So one of the things that you need to do is look at who else is offering what you're offering. First of all, to make sure that you don't name your course something that's already trademarked. So don't forget to check that. But also just in general, let's see, what are other people doing? How are they selling something that's similar to yours? Now, this is without going into comparisonitis and imposter syndrome and freaking out and going, there's so many people there's so many people already doing what I want to do. And also keep in mind that when you start researching and you open up all of their websites and you open up their Instagram and their Facebook and their sales pages, guess what Facebook's going to do with the pixel? With the retargeting pixel, you're going to be retargeted by all those people, and you're going to be retargeted with all the ads of people that are similar to them. So then what happens is some people, when they start doing research and they start seeing what else other people are doing, they completely have a meltdown or a freak out moment when they're like, oh, but my Facebook feed is full of other people doing the same thing that I want to do. They're also selling templates, or they're also selling, mindset coaching, blah, blah, blah. But I bet you, if you go over to your husband or your partner or your friend or your mom or my Facebook, our feeds will look totally different because I'm looking at different things to you. And remember that there's all this amazing retargeting that happens. So in your mind, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, everybody's already doing what I'm doing. There's too many people in the market. I can't do it anymore. And that's not true. It's just that you're being retargeted. Okay, so keep that in mind. And the next time you look at, somebody else's Facebook feed and then you realize, oh yeah, they don't even know who Jasmine Star is or Gary Vaynerchuk or whoever, So it's quite funny. Esmery has shared it. Thank you. Loving it. And yeah, exactly. So Anandi says, this is such a great trick to do the market research while remembering not to compare yourself with others. Yes, this comes up so much. And it's a big skill. If you think about, I used to work in ad agencies. I used to work in design agencies in London. And it's a little bit different because you're working for a client. I think also when it's our own personal brand and it's our own personal thing, we take it so much more personally, and then we're like, oh no, other people are doing it, and when it's an ad agency doing market research for a company, there's that disconnect. It's not such a personal connection, and this is just something we have to learn to be able to look at other designs, other people's Instagram feeds, how people are marketing. It's such a skill to be able to learn from others without copying and without going into imposter syndrome freak out mode. So just watch yourself. Awareness is always step one. So be aware of that. Okay, so we want to look at what price range are they charging for a similar course or program or membership. So if you want to go into the international market, doesn't matter where you're based, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, Europe, wherever, and charging in US dollars, because that's kind of universally known. Everybody pays for their MailChimp or their ActiveCampaign or Photoshop or all these programs and softwares and everything that we use. We're all paying in dollars. Everybody understands US dollar. It's quite easy to understand. And I remember Carrie Green saying with her Female Entrepreneur Association membership, when she switched from pounds to dollars, she tripled her membership, because Americans are very, they understand US dollars. They don't really look at everybody else's currencies, and everybody else in the world, most people are aware of what the US dollar is doing, I would say. And it's very easy to go and do the maths, it's xe.com, and then you work out what the US dollar thing is. So you don't have to put your prices in all the different currencies for everyone in the world. Just put it in US dollars and everybody can Google it and work it out. It's very easy to do that, or look on xe.com. So let's look at, for your niche, market research time. What sort of price range are people charging in your niche for what you're thinking of doing, for a membership, for a course, or for a program? So it's really good to get a good gauge and idea from that. Okay, so that's part of your market research. And then take a look. This is an interesting one, different one. Actually, I haven't really taught on this before, but take a look at their client testimonials. What can you glean from that? So reading their client testimonials, this is something that can be quite interesting to do with book reviews as well. So books that are on Amazon and are in your niche. If you go to your niche of, Monica's teaching on photography, just you can type your niches there in the comments for me so I know what it is you're teaching on. And you can go find books on Amazon and then go read all of the book reviews, and then you can start to get information out of there, like what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it. Same thing with your competitors' testimonials. And again, let's not go into comparisonitis and start freaking out. You've got to put the marketing hat on here. Yeah, I've never taught on this before. Chantel's like, this is gold. Testimonials. My sales page for VIP offering was literally based on a testimonial. There we go. So I actually haven't ever taught on this before, but it's something really, it's really interesting to go and look at different, competitors in your niche. Go read their testimonials and then see what people are saying. Like, what did they get out of it? What result did they get? What outcome did they get? Why did they love working with that person? Tanya says she's doing relationship coaching. Let me know what you guys do. What's your niche? Tell me in the comments so I know. So yeah, so it's very interesting. And if you've never done that before as part of your market research, this is the time to go and do it, because you're creating your course and you want to create something that people want. You want to solve a problem for people. Okay, so the next step, and this is all in your workbook as well. So I used to just share the workbook, and this time I got all fancy and we've done slides for you. So follow the workbook. This is all in the workbook. You don't need to write it down. It's in the workbook. All right. So test the waters with your audience and ask them what do they say they want? Ask them. Yeah. Tanya is a brilliant relationship coach. Cool. I love it. So you've got to ask your audience what they want. They will tell you more than anybody else. I remember that I had to do market research before we created my evergreen webinar funnel, and it's a masterclass that people can go through and then they can book a strategy call with me. So before we set all of that up, I created like a questionnaire, like a survey, and put that out. And I think we got like 150 to 200 people answer that survey, because I wanted to find out from my audience, what are they struggling with and what do they need help with the most. And that was a really interesting exercise. So asking questions, creating a survey, polling your audience, creating polls and Instagram stories in your groups, asking questions, getting on calls with people. Lynette says she's transformation coaching for women over 50. I like that. That's very specific. Now we all know who we would actually refer to Lynette, because we know she does the transformation coaching for women over 50. So that's very specific. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. So Jackie says she's marketing strategist and consultant. So you might know some of the stuff, but there might be some new things in here and you're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Monica says this is gold. And Andy says brand and business strategist for career women and new entrepreneurs. Yeah, 2 niches. So you could be a brand and business strategist, and then you could have 2 brand heroes. So you're still a brand and business strategist. That's your niche. That's what you do. And then you have 2 brand heroes. One is a career woman and the other one is a new entrepreneur. So when you write a sales page to someone who still has a job, it's very different wording to somebody that's already an entrepreneur, who's like a new entrepreneur, first 1 to 3 years. Completely different. You may still do a very similar work with them, but it's niche and brand hero. And then you can create two different sales pages for each of them, but you may do very similar work with them. Do you see the difference there? And I think people don't always realize what that is. And then also people try and mix the two brand heroes on the same sales page, and you're kind of talking to people, do you want to leave your 9 to 5? And then the other person is like, you've been in business for 3 years, and you're like, I don't know who you're talking to. And that's where you can really like nail in your messaging and your copywriting to make it more magnetic for people, because the more people feel like you're speaking directly to them, the more they will be magnetized to you, because they're like, oh yes, that's me, I want to leave my corporate job. Or yes, that's me, I've been in business for 1 to 3 years, she knows exactly what my struggles are. Because the person that is still in a corporate job has different struggles to the person that's in their 1 to 3 years. Jackie does, oh yes, the marketing and stuff for the NPOs. You must check out, I tagged you in the Facebook group. The Facebook group is Build Your Brand Online. So one of my clients is actually a photojournalist, and she works for like New York Times, stuff like that. And she does work with NPOs. So yeah. Celeste does communications and Dubsado strategy specialist for female creatives and coaches. Cool. Awesome. All right, so test the waters with your audience and ask them what they want. So make some polls on Instagram, create a survey, ask questions, get on calls with people. That's what I make people do in the program as well, is to actually get on to calls with people. And some people are like, I don't want to do that. But it's really, really important to understand what people really need. Okay. Yeah, cool. All right. So that is quite a bit of homework for you to do. So all the homework, like I say, is in the workbook. So make sure you've got the workbook. Post your homework in the group, share the graphic as well, tag me, take a little recording of the Facebook Live and put it on your stories and tag me, and I'll share that. And then your name will go in the hat every single time you share. And also if I see you posting all your homework, your name will go in the hat. And then the most engaged people, the 10 most engaged people in the group, your names will also go in the hat again. So day 3, which is tomorrow, will be pricing your profitable program or course. We're going to talk about numbers, like how much do I charge? What do I charge for this stuff? And the giveaway, just a reminder of what the gorgeous prizes are. So the giveaway is the perfectly planned 2022 planner from Carrie Green, ships all over the world. So I'm going to buy that for you. I'm going to post it to you. And like I say, your name goes in the hat every time you share. And if you're engaged in the Facebook group, your name will keep going into the hat. So the more you do it, the more chance you have of winning. Okay, so that's the perfectly planned planner. And then the custom mystery box. So we will find, this is a UK one. So if you're in the UK, your box will look like this. If you're not in the UK, we're going to find someone that does a gift box, because it can be a little complicated when you're trying to post from country to country if the company doesn't offer worldwide shipping. So you're going to get a mystery custom box sent to you. That's second and third prize. Okay, so a bit of fun this time. Just make sure that to register, I think this needs to be moved up slightly. Whoops. Okay. This Ecamm Live can be a little tricky. Anyway, you can't see that, but it's fine. You guys know by now. There. Okay, so Sagiris Boost Coaching, create your signature course that sells. That's the URL. You can find it in the link in my bio or on Facebook. Make sure that you've actually registered as well. So you do need to be registered to be eligible for the competition. Okay. And how to win. So share the just registered for the 5-day on your Facebook and tag me. You can also, if you feel called, you can share a little bit about like your ahas, your takeaways, like what was like the penny dropped today or yesterday so far, or something you haven't thought of doing. You can share that with your post as well, or you can just share it really simply. On Facebook, you can tag me at Chanel Segurius Bruce on my personal page so that I see it. And then you can tag me on Instagram if you share it there. So at Segurius Bruce over there. Every time you share the live or that, it will put your name in the hat another time. Okay, cool. So share the trainings, share your homework, share your aha moments in the group so I can see what you're getting, like what takeaways are you getting from the trainings. And then the 10 most active people in the group, you guys will get your name in the hat another time. All right, so you can find me over on Facebook at Chanel Segurius Bruce if you want to PM me with any questions. If you guys are interested in the group coaching program, in the Brand Your Expertise Online, or working with me in some way, feel free to message me on Messenger, or you can send me a DM over on Instagram. I'm happy to do voice notes and chat to you, absolutely fine. So I'm going to be opening up a new intake to my group coaching program, which is Brand Your Expertise Online. And what we're going to do, because I know that it is end of year. So what I'm going to do is, for anybody who wants to join now, you'd get instant access to the course hub, to everything. And then what we will do is we will start your official 6-month group coaching from January. So you can actually dive in now. You can start doing all the modules. There'll be 2 bonus calls in December. If you want to come in and join the group coaching calls in December, you're more than welcome. If you're like, I'm going on holiday, I just want to fit in like doing the workbooks and the course hub and everything in my own time, you can do that. So you get instant access to everything. And then we'll start officially with your 6 months of group coaching from January. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to just send me a message about that. And then come and join me for day 3, which will be tomorrow. And thank you for sharing. So thank you so much for being here today. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you in the Facebook group. Post your questions, post your aha moments and everything in there. And yeah, Monica says it was the best business decision to join. So Monica will be sharing your incredible results as well this week or next week. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. But I'll keep that for when we make a post about it, because Monica is a photographer, and she used basically the launch strategy to sell out her 40 over 40 photography. It's like a photography exhibition that she's going to do next year, and she booked 40 photo shoots with women who are over 40 using the launch strategy. So it's quite interesting. It doesn't necessarily only have to apply. Like what I teach inside Brand Your Expertise Online, it can work for your current business, like your photography business, your design business, your one-on-one coaching. You can like remodel that business, rewrite your sales pages, create more systems and, be quicker in your business and get things set up. And then you can also launch courses and group programs and leverage. Yeah. Yes. So, side question, what platform are you using for the lives and the comments? It's so cool. This is new to me as well. So Chantal helped me a bit with setting this up and recommending it to me. So I'm actually using something called Ecamm Live. So Anandi, send me a message, because I am going to create an affiliate link. And I think Chantal posted her affiliate link somewhere as well, but I'll also create one. And they are going to be having a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. So you can get I think it's 30 or 40% off the annual plan. So message me if you want my link, and I'll send that to you. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to do something different. I think it's good to have a challenge every now and again. It is a little bit more like, if you need to be a bit more tech savvy to use this versus just going live, and that's fine. But it's nice to do different things sometimes. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow for the next training. So don't forget to share over on Instagram and Facebook, and your name will go into the